Mexico Sports Racing Association and the National Racing Leagues Incorporated for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association and the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues Incorporated is prohibited. On the PCS Array Sports and Gaming Channel from Learfield IMG. Now here's
which part that you have given us to be on this amazing show, and you will be missed, Dad. Now, please join me in a moment of silence to remember my dad. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor my dad in a song, please welcome the late Jim Neighbors in Back Home Again in Indiana.
Back home again in Indiana, and it seems that I can see the gleaming candlelight still burning bright through the sycamores of me. The newborn reigns and forest fragrance.
Welcome to the Double T edition of Triple P. Daniel Voiles in our PCSRE studios. As you heard in the top of the show, an emotional day for me, as we've said, and hopefully this show will be amazing as well. Of course, our expert panel will be ready to go in our BCS studios with another insightful analysis that will hopefully bring some wonderful, kind hearts and all that. So, yes. All right, first we have to recap a lot of things while I'm waiting for the panelists to come join me and all that, yada, yada, yada. Let me tell them I've started the recording of Triple P. Let me just do that. So just come on in. Let's look at the agenda. Today we're going to, first of all, recap 2 weeks ago. We're going to talk about the Valencia, New Zealand, as I say, Hola, Senor Sean.
Hello.
Yes, Senor Sean just got home from work, and so have I. So yeah.
No, I've been home for.
Well, Sean's been home before me, so yeah. But we'll recap Valencia, New Zealand, China, and Long Beach. Of course, we'll rate the weekend. We got Barber, which Sean will make picks on, and then I'm making also picks for Monaco as well. And then Texas and Talladega for recaps, rate the weekend top stories, including after we recap the global stuff. And then we look ahead to Dover. Also, Sean will have another edition of the NR Report. Oh, Sean's ready for this awesome show. So,
I guess I'm not 100% sure. I have no thoughts.
But I will say we're definitely looking forward to it. Of course, this is our first Triple P show since the passing of my dad. So I thought, for the rest of the year we would honor him as far as that is concerned. So yeah. So let's go over, first of all, I'm going to start with the Euro NASCAR Pro. The results were as follows, if I could just... so this was from Valencia. Victor Guerreri won race number 1. Excuse me. Paul Giofario finished second. Lucas Lasari third. Mark Goossens fourth. Mark Goossens an ex-IMSA driver. Gianmarco Ecole finished in fifth. Yusel Desaruc finished sixth. Thomas Tofi seventh. Patrick Lamar eighth. Valentino Zerazzi came home ninth. And Thomas Kazaritz came home in the top 10. Of course, Ryan Vargas ended up finishing 11th. As you look through the rest of the results, only 1, 2, 3 failed to finish that race. Race number 2 for Euro NASCAR Pro. Lehman Heinzman won. Victor Guerreri second. Tobias Dunehonor third. Mark Goossens fourth. Lucas Lasari fifth. Usain So finished sixth. Thomas Tofi seventh. Thomas Kazaritz eighth. Massa Marino Lanza ninth. And Dario Casso completes the top 10. Only the dreadful number, which I'm not going to say that dreadful number because if I do, I'm going to get a nice frying pan from Sean. So I'm just going to say that cursive number was disqualified for causing a avoidable collision at the start of the race, which I know Euro NASCAR has different penalties than USA NASCAR. So this series for Euro NASCAR Pro, I give it an 8.5 for those events. And then Euro NASCAR 2 with Martin Dubik getting the win, Patrick Silver second, Remigo Capre Claudio finished third, Thomas Tuffy fourth, Thomas Dombrowski fifth, Kenko Nomura of Japan finished sixth, Julian Redberg seventh, Jack Davidson eighth, Victor Newman ninth, and Roberto Bendelli finished the top 10. Only 5 of the 25 starters failed to finish the race for that series. And then Gail Linster won race number 2, Martin Dubik second, Patrick Schilber third, Thomas Tuffy fourth, Thomas Cancerinis fifth, Rimo Capelli Caldro finished sixth, Julian Redberger seventh, Thomas Dombrowski finished eighth, Robert Benedelli ninth, and Marco Icoli complete the top 10. And only 4 of the 25 I think 18th place was the last car that ran, and everybody else failed to finish. So that was what happened in Valencia. I thought Euro NASCAR had some good racing, so woohoo! Supercars was my next agenda. That was something I'm going to go over. By the way, the defending champion Brody Kostecki was back. I'm not sure what this is going to do in terms of NASCAR is concerned, but we're going to have to wait and see. Okay, so the top 10 results for race 1. Andre Himgarner got his first win of the season. Congratulations to him. Will Davidson second. Third ended up being Antoine De Pascal, which he ended up getting third in both races. Good for him. Ryan Wood got fourth. Jack LeBrock fifth. Sixth, Richie Santaway. Seventh was James Golding. Eighth was Cameron Waters. Finishing in ninth was Will Brown, the points leader, and 10th was Jackson Evans. And then race number 2, Will Brown, Brock Feeney got second, Antoine De Pascal third. Fourth was Matthew Payne, running out the top 5, James Golding. Sixth was Andre Himgarner. Seventh, Chaz Mostert. Eighth was the Jack LeBrock machine. Finishing ninth was Cameron Waters, and completing the top 10, as I mentioned, was Richie Stanaway. So Supercars, I'm going to give it an 8.5. Let's talk about Texas, Sean. I love talking about Texas. Do you?
Oh boy!
Yes. We're going to start off with the truck series. We're doing this in the order of how the events happen. We're doing the race weekend from 2 weeks ago that was postponed because of the funeral the passing of my dad. So that's why we're doing this in the order of deal. By the way, I forgot to mention, we're going to be doing only the cup reactions for Dover. The reason I'm not doing Xfinity reactions is because I have to go to work because, well, work needs me for a reason. So that's why. Texas was really good, I have to say. First incident was contact between Thad Moffitt had a problem in which the steering locked up. Came down, collected Memphis Villarreal, Tyler Ankrum, and also and also the 71 of Raja Caruth, which he made a great save. Raja continued on. The other three, sadly, did not even complete one lap. And what sucks for Tyler Ankrum was that that was his second truck of the weekend. Because remember, he crashed in practice, didn't get a chance to run qualifying, had to go to a backup truck, had to start at the rear of the field, and that's what happens when you don't qualify well or crash, in this case, in practice, and you have to start at the rear of the field. This is the result. You could get yourself into something like this. So there you go. So that's too bad for three drivers who only completed one lap. Just after the restart, Raja Caruth had spun in turn number 2, which was Calamity Corner. Stage 1 went to Kyle Busch. Second was Christian Eckes. Third, Nick Sanchez. Fourth, Zane Smith. Fifth was Stuart Friesen. Sixth was Daniel Dye. Seventh in stage 1 was Lane Riggs. Grant Enfinger ended up 8th. Ninth, Corey Heim. And 10th was Taylor Gray. Nothing happened in stage 2. Kyle Busch swept stage 2. Excuse me. Second was Nick Sanchez. Third was Christian Eckes. Fourth was Corey Heim. Fifth was Taylor Gray. Sixth was Lane Riggs. More on what happened to him later in the race. Seventh was Zane Smith. Eighth, Daniel Dye. Ninth was Grant Enfinger. And rounding out the top 10 was Johnny Sauter, back in the 45 truck this week. Just after the restart from that, more trouble, this time with Lane Riggs, who had a wreck in turn number 2 from lap 132. Unfortunately, he was done for the night, and that 38 team struggles continue on that. Just after the restart from that, more trouble off of turn 2. This time, Stuart Friesen gets into an incident with Chris Wright, this week's the driver of the one truck from Texas. And they also collected the 02 of Mason Massey. Massey continued on, however, and Friesen continued on, but Chris Wright's night was done and over with. And then the final caution of the race happened when Dean Thompson got into an incident with Grant Enfinger, and it collected Johnny Sauter and Matt Crafton. This was going into turn 3. So most of the incidents we had in the truck race was all off of turn number 2. But at the end of the day, in the words of Elijah, the Leech Boy, Kyle Busch, won in his next to last start in the Truck Series for 2024. So the top 10 results for the truck race was Kyle Busch the winner, Corey Heim second, Nick Sanchez third, Christian Eckes fourth, Zane Smith fifth, Daniel Dye sixth, Taylor Gray seventh, Tanner Gray eighth, Stephen Parsons ninth, and Ty Majeski complete the top 10. Your other notables, Lawless Allen, wonderful run for him in 11th. Sean is happy I said his name. Good runs for Bailey Curry. Dean Thompson battled back for a nice result. Looking on through the rest of the results, Keith McGee was the last truck running. Only 6 of the 34 starters failed to finish in the truck race. That was completed in 2 hours and 6 minutes. We go to the Xfinity Series race, the Dash for Cash race at at Texas. And let me tell you, it was a very daunting race. I can tell you that's the truth. First incident of the race. This was, by the way, when Sean was at an event with his parents and his sister Jessie. So that's why he didn't see the Xfinity race.
Well, there's also other reasons.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that once we get to the ranking.
Yeah, once we get to the ranking, but that was why. But I did watch the Xfinity race, so yeah. Daniel Dye got loose going into turn number 2. Did a good job not hitting anything, but he continued on, and nothing else happened in stage 1. Justin Allgaier won stage number 1. Second was, Chandler Smith. Riley Herbst third. Fourth, Brandon Jones. Fifth, Cole Custer. Sixth, Ryan Truex. Seventh, Austin Hill. Ryan Truex, by the way, was in the 20 for Texas. Austin Hill got 7th. Ryan Sieg 8th. 9th, AJ Allmendinger. And 10th was Parker Kligerman. Just after the restart, the 42 of Leland Honeyman got spun off of turn 2, didn't hit anything. Rest of stage 2 was won by Justin Allgaier. In other words, he swept the stages. And also, he led the most laps, 117 of the 200 laps. Second in stage 2 was Cole Custer. Third was Riley Herbst. Fourth, Brandon Jones. Fifth, Ryan Sieg. Sixth was Sammy Smith. Seventh was Austin Hill. Eighth, Jesse Love. We'll talk about Jesse Love when we get to the Talladega recap. Ninth was AJ Allmendinger, and 10th, Sam Mayer. More about him later on in the race. Just after the restart from that, Jeb Burton got loose off of turn number 4. Did some pretty significant damage to his car, but he spun, didn't hit anything else, and continued on his way. We then went into a long green flag run, and the question was, when will we see our final pit stops or our next yellow? But on lap 174 of 200, lap cars and the leaders got together. Well, Justin Allgaier, Sean left. Not sure why, though, but anyway, I think his Discord's broken. Justin Allgaier, I don't think he touched him, but might have gotten the 42 of Leland Honeyman loose. By the time it was all done, Leland Honeyman got into the outside wall, but continued on his way as usual. Let's see here. We had Haley Deegan get into an incident with the 91 of Kyle Weatherman. Too bad for Haley Deegan, who was having such a good race going until that happened. But at the end of the day, Sam Mayer beat Ryan Sieg by less than a splitter to win the Xfinity Series race at Texas, which was a lot of fun. Only 2 of the 38 starters, by the way, failed to finish in that regard. So the top 10 results for the Xfinity race: Sam Mayer, the winner. Ryan Sieg, so close, but will not be a win for him. He ended up having to settle for second. Justin Allgaier led the most laps, had to settle for third. AJ Allmendinger fourth. Cole Custer fifth. Austin Hill sixth. Ryan Truex seventh. Sam Mayer eighth. Jesse Love ninth. And Anthony Alfredo completed the top 10. Sam Mayer not only wins the race, but also takes the $100,000 check. And then we go to the Cup Series race for the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 400, which the racing was really interesting, to say the least. We have very long green flag run, 50 laps uninterrupted by a caution. And just when we get to lap 51, Jimmy Johnson got loose off of turn 4, spun, didn't hit anything, and he continued on his merry little way as far as that. Then just after the restart, stage 1 was completed, was won by none other than Kyle Larson, which we'll talk more about him in our top story news, or in the headlines. He won stage 1, Kyle Larson did. Christopher Bell second. Third was Denny Hamlin. Fourth, Tyler Reddick. Fifth was Chase Briscoe. Sixth was Ryan Blaney. Seventh, Chase Elliott. Eighth, Michael McDowell. Ninth was William Byron. And 10th was Bubba Wallace. Before the next caution, Austin Hill reported problems with the steering, had to take it to the garage, and unfortunately for him, it was terminal. And that's too bad, because Austin Hill was having a good run. Unfortunately, he was done for the day. A few laps after that, more trouble off of turn number 4. Christopher Bell gets loose and backs his car in the wall. As he's coming down, Alex Bowman tried to avoid him. John Hunter Nemechek was there. The two collided, and did some pretty significant damage. Christopher Bell continued on, but unfortunately, Alex Bowman and John Hunter. Actually, John Hunter had more problems. Alex Bowman, sadly, had to drop out of the race due to the damage he suffered on his car. So that's too bad for him in that process. Let's see here. Next topic. Carson Hocevar got rudely dumped by Kyle Busch going into turn one, as Kyle Busch just sent Carson Hocevar into the shadow room and spun the 77, but continued on. Josh Berry got into the wall not once but twice. Did some pretty significant damage to the right rear and right front of his machine. Unfortunately, it was terminal for him, and he was done for the night, as I had to rejoin the VC as that's concerned. I think Sean got a phone call. I don't know. We'll see about that. Michael McDowell crashed in turn number 4 as he got up way too high and lost control. Stage 2 was won by Ross Chastain. Second was Bubba Wallace. Excuse me. Third was Ryan Blaney. Fourth, Eric Jones. Fifth was Chase Briscoe. Sixth, Brad Keselowski. Seventh was Harrison Burton. Eighth, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ninth was Ty Gibbs. And 10th was Chase Elliott. More on Chase Elliott later on in the program. Just after the restart, Bubba Wallace got loose and collected the 14 of Chase Briscoe as they spun off of turn number 4. Neither car hit anything and continued on from that. Then more trouble, this time in turns 1 and 2. Ryan Preece got loose, got into Ryan Blaney, and sent Ryan Blaney hard into the outside wall. Did some pretty significant damage, but Blaney continued on, and he ended up soldiering on to a 33rd place finish. So there you go. Then John Hunter got into an incident off of turn number 4. Then Ricky Stenhouse Jr. spun off of turn 2. And then the 71 of Zane Smith and got loose and turned Kyle Larson around. Larson didn't hit anything and continued on his merry little way. And then Denny Hamlin, while battling for the lead, coming to the white flag of regulation, lost control, backed his Toyota into the wall, set up our first green-white checker, which... excuse me, sorry about this damn cough I'm dealing with. Which, by the way, the 15 of Kaz Gralla got into an incident with Harrison Burton on the first overtime, and then after they took the white, Ross Chastain got turned by William Byron, ended the race under yellow, and Chase Elliott gets his first win of the season. So the top 10 results for the Cup race from Texas were as follows. Chase Elliott, the winner. Brad Keselowski, second. William Byron, third. Tyler Reddick, fourth. Daniel Suarez, fifth. Chase Briscoe finished sixth. Bubba Wallace, seventh. Austin Dillon, eighth. Ninth was Kyle Busch, and 10th, Carson Hocevar. Only 6 of the 38 starters from the Cup Series failed to finish. So there you go, as far as that is concerned. So my thoughts on Texas, as I say hi to one person watching this awesome television programming here on Twitch, and if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Texas was really a good race. Didn't expect the hotter temperatures to play a major factor, but it did, and it was really good racing, and we saw a very good battle for the win, and good job to Chase Elliott on the victory. So, Texas, I'm going to give it an 8.5. It was really good strategy, and people complain about, they need to demolish Texas. But we'll see what happens as far as that is concerned. We'll see what happens. So, yeah. Now, let's talk about this past weekend's races. as I will get everybody else's thoughts on the race weekend so far. Let's start off with the F1 race from China. The race was really interesting, to say the least, if you know what I mean. I mean, literally interesting. Let's see here, as I'm going to go to the F1 thing. By the way, before I forget, before you start commenting in the YouTube chat, by the time you're watching this premiere here on YouTube, please take note of the description. That way you guys know what the rules are and you make my life a little bit easy. Did they race at Japan? I do not know if I did a recap of F1 from Japan. I think we did. I'm going to have to go back through. Yeah, we did. So let's talk about F1 from China. Of course, it was won by Max Verstappen, but it wasn't easy, to say the least. The race wasn't boring. It was okay. Max had a good start. Alonso got by Checo in the second phase. And we all thought it was going to be a boring Chinese Grand Prix return and all that. But when Valtteri Bottas' car had a mechanical problem, which brought out a virtual safety car, and Marshall's had troubles trying to get that car off the track, it went from a virtual safety car to a full course safety car. And I thought to myself, boy, it's going to make things really spicy, if you ask me. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. Because just after the restart, things got really bad really quickly. Lance Stroll ran into the back of Daniel Ricciardo. What happened is that the leader has the choice of when to go and when not to go on the restart. And it's Max Verstappen's discretion of when he wants to restart the race, just like the restart zone, except we have the safety car line. So Verstappen has that power to figure out when he wants to go and all that, yada, yada, yada. As they were backing up, Lance Stroll, as I said, ran the back of Daniel Ricciardo, jacked up Ricciardo, did some pretty significant damage to the RCOB, and unfortunately, and then after the restart, Kevin Magnussen speared Yuki Tsunoda, sent him around. That brought out a second safety car. Daniel Ricciardo ended up retiring out of the race. And then the whole controversy of what's a penalty and what's not a penalty is up for discussion, as we illustrate with Logan Sargent. What happened was Nico Hulkenberg was in the pit lane because he was getting a free pit stop, because if you get a full course safety car, you can have a free pit stop to change on whatever tires you are on. And what happened was Nico passed that white line on the pit exit. Sargent, as he was getting up to speed, Sargent overtakes him and didn't concede the position, just like Daniel Ricciardo did on Kevin Magnussen. So Sargent gets a 10-second time penalty after he was running a great race after that. Lance Stroll had to serve a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision with Daniel Ricciardo, which he caused a drama queen. I told Lance Stroll, why don't you just shut up and accept the penalty, because you're the dumbass that ran the back of Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo was going to get a 10-second penalty for overtaking Kevin Magnussen, but because he retired out of the race, his next penalty was going to be a free grid spot penalty for the collision, or not collision, for overtaking Nico Hulkenberg, which will be applied for the sprint race at Miami coming up next weekend. So that's not good so far. And then Kevin Magnussen got a 10-second time penalty for the collision he caused with Yuki Tsunoda, why both RB cars finished out of the race. 3 of the 20 starters, by the way, failed to finish. But to nobody's surprise, Max Verstappen won the race. But it wasn't easy, I can tell you that. He didn't dominate because Lando Norris led a good portion of that race. So the top 10 results for the F1 race. Max Verstappen, the winner. Lando Norris, second. Sergio Perez, third. Charles Leclerc, fourth. Carlos Sainz Jr., fifth. George Russell, sixth. Fernando Alonso, seventh. Oscar Piastri, eighth. Lewis Hamilton, who had to start 18th after a terrible qualifying. He did okay in the sprint, but did terrible in qualifying. Came home in 9th, and 10th was Nico Hülkenberg. And as I mentioned, 3 of the 20 starters failed to finish. F1 will be racing at Miami next weekend. So there you go. Then we had IndyCar racing, which we will also need to discuss about IndyCar in our top story news. IndyCar it was an okay race. I saw the highlights today. It was pretty good racing, and as always, and let's see, Christian Rasmussen retired out of the race with contact. That was the only full course yellow. Everybody else continued on. Only Christian Rasmussen was the only one of the 27 starters that failed to finish. And Scott Dixon, the Iceman, ended up winning the race. Second was Colton Herta. We look at the top 10 results. Alex Palou, third. Joseph Newgarden, fourth. More on him in our top story news in the second. Marcus Ericsson, fifth. Will Power, sixth. Kyle Kirkwood, seventh. Roman Grosjean finished eighth. Felix Rosenqvist, ninth. And 10th was Alexander Rossi, with the honorable mention of Theo Pourchaire getting 11th, who is filling in for David Malukas, which we'll talk about the Mercy Orthopedics injury report a little bit in the show. So, yeah. But, I thought both races were really good. China was really an unexpected race. Of course, it was the first race in 5 years for China. And I feel like that race was a race to remember, if you know what I mean. So China will get an 8. I thought it was a good race. I thought it was very exciting. IndyCar, I'm going to give it a 7.5. So, yeah. Which, by the way, if you want a further discussion on the Long Beach weekend, join Zachary Taylor and I on Triple P, which I can't wait, or not Triple P, the IMSA podcast, which we will have a much more discussion on that race weekend. And it should be fun. And I noticed Summit Oskin just followed me on Instagram, so there we go. Now, let's talk about Talladega. Oh, goody. Starting with the ARCA race, I'm not going to talk about because that race was boring as hell. But let's talk about the Xfinity race from Dega. It was crazy. First incident, which ended, by the way, stage number 1, Justin Allgaier got spun and went hard into the inside wall, did some pretty significant damage to the front end of his Brandt Chevrolet. And one of the Dash for Cash representatives who had a good chance to win the $100,000 was out. That ended stage 1. Jesse Love ended up taking stage 1. Second was Parker Kligerman. Third was Austin Hill. Fourth, Chandler Smith. Fifth was AJ Allmendinger. Sixth was Ryan Truex. Seventh was Shane Van Gisbergen. Eighth, Brandon Jones. Ninth was Riley Herbst. And the 10th position in stage 1 went to Cole Custer. You know how we always talk about Talladega, expect the unexpected and win in all the racing from pack racing. And then it's always about the big one. When will it happen? If it will happen in the Xfinity race? Well, the answer to that question on Saturday came on lap number 65. Brandon Jones got turned, collected the 51 of Jeremy Clements, the 1 of Sam Mayer, so 1 week removed from his first win of the year. Parker Kligerman, Ryan Sieg, I don't know how in the world he got involved, Ryan Truex, the 91 of Kyle Weatherman, Allmendinger, Matt DiBenedetto, Leland Honeyman, and the 18 of Sheldon Creed, but all of those drivers continued on. Then after debris caution, as we were coming to take the white flag in regulation, Parker Kligerman, Austin Hill got together, collected Anthony Alfredo, Jordan Anderson, Kyle Weatherman, the 19 this week being Taylor Gray, the 07 of Patrick Emmerling, the 27 of Jeff Burton, and the 66 of David Starr. By the way, one driver failed to qualify, Garrett Smithley, who would have been in the show based on this time, which his time actually was disallowed for the roof deal not being tight enough, and Mason Massey, who ended up DQing, ended up making the race instead, which he finished 11th, which he took good advantage of. And then Parker Kligerman got together in an incident. Jesse Love got through, and of course it collected the 11 of Josh Williams and the 18 of Sheldon Creed, but continued on. And Jesse Love, when it was all said and done, held off the field to win the AG Pro 300 from Talladega. So the top 10 results for the Xfinity race, which are now official and posted. Jesse Love, the winner. Riley Herbst, second. Anthony Alfredo, third. Fourth, Leland Honeyman. Fifth, Brendan Poole. Sheldon Creed, sixth. Cesar Vaccarella, seventh. Matt DiBenedetto, eighth. Jeff Burton, ninth. And Cole Custer complete the top 10. Only 10 of the 38 starters failed to finish in the Xfinity Series race. But then we go to the Cup Series race. After the first two stages went caution-free, uninterrupted by wrecks, which here are the stage winners. They were Austin Cindric and Joey Logano. Second in stage one, Chase Elliott. Third was William Byron. Fourth was Ryan Blaney. Fifth was Kyle Busch. Sixth was Harrison Burton. Seventh was Christopher Bell. More on him in just a second. Brad Keselowski, eighth. Ninth was Tyler Reddick, and 10th was Alex Bowman. Finishing second in stage two was Austin Cindric. Finishing third was Kyle Larson. Fourth, Austin Dillon. Fifth went to Ross Chastain. Excuse me. Tyler Reddick, sixth. Seventh went to the 17 of Chris Buescher. The Chase Elliott finished eighth. Ninth was Ryan Preece, and 10th was Ty Gibbs. As I said, we had the first two stages go caution-free, but then at lap 134 of 188, it got ugly in a hurry. A bump draft gone wrong as Justin Haley got into Chase Elliott, spun Christopher Bell, collected Chase Briscoe, Cody Ware, Ryan Blaney, and the 71 of Zane Smith. Too bad for those drivers. After that, after a cycle of pit stops, the Toyota plant had it made, but then it went horribly wrong. A bump draft went wrong as Bubba Wallace was trying to push Eric Jones. The two made contact. Jones went head-on in the outside retaining wall, collected John Hunter Nemechek and Denny Hamlin, which was, by the way, the final caution. And then we had the big one after Michael McDowell tried to block one too many times, got hooked around. Tyler Reddick swung through past Brad Keselowski to take home the win in the Talladega race as everybody wrecked coming to the checker flag. So there you go. That was how Talladega was like for you guys as well. So the top 10 results for the Cup race after all the hellfest that happened was this. It was, if I pull it up, Tyler Reddick, the winner, Brad Keselowski second, Noah Gragson third, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. fourth, Alex Bowman fifth. Good run for Anthony Alfredo, finishing in sixth. William Byron seventh, Todd Gilliland eighth, Daniel Hemrick ninth, and 10th, Harrison Burton. A couple of drivers who really needed good runs. Harrison Burton, Daniel Hemrick, some of those drivers who didn't have the start of the season they were hoping for, got some good results. And I tell you what, it really shook up the points after Talladega, which I'm going to give Talladega a 9 for this weekend. A good 9. So, it was a good race. Now let's go into the top story news as far as the race weekend is concerned. There was some controversy that took place today, which I'm going to actually go over the official top 10 results. Joseph Newgarden and Scott McLaughlin, who ended up getting the podium of a 1-3, were disqualified because they used the push the pass button too much. And yeah, so it gave Pato O'Ward the win at St. Pete in controversy fashion. So this is the official results from IndyCar. Will Power will get second, Colton Herta third, Alex Palou fourth, Felix Rosenqvist fifth, Alexander Rossi sixth, Scott Dixon seventh, Rinus VeeKay eighth, Santino Ferrucci ninth, and Kyle Kirkwood will finish in the 10th position. So yeah, I do not know how this is going to shake up the points for global, or how we're going to do that, but I may just end up leaving it alone and just going by the first results rather than just changing the points and all that shit. So, but I'll have to make a new rule for that next year. So there you go. As somebody is back.
Sorry, I was on the phone.
With who?
None of your business right now. It's
Oh.
not going to be a
It's your parents. So, Mr. Sean, what do you want to say about the whole Texas weekend, plus your thoughts on Talladega and other stuff you want to say?
Okay, unfortunately, I can't say much on Texas due to Wi-Fi problems.
Oh.
Remember that was the week?
Oh, yeah, I forgot you had Wi-Fi problems, but...
Yeah, you derp.
I will just go straight to the next topic.
Anyway, Talladega. The parts I saw, chaos at its best. Always excitement. And enjoyable.
Oh, Talladega was definitely a good one. That's why I rate it like a 9.
It was highly rated.
Yep. The only thing I will say for the Cup race, I really think they need to start not doing this saving fuel on the first during the first 2 stages. But all hell broke loose in stage 3.
Well, that's always what people wait for. Stage 3.
Yeah.
What happened stage 3? Chaos.
And Sean was like, Carnage, my favorite.
Why you gotta do that all the time with me?
You love saying Carnage, so. But China was really interesting, to say the least. And I did see the highlights of the race, but I don't know what on earth Lance Stroll was thinking, blaming Ricciardo, when actually it was a stack-up that was caused. Because, China is really difficult, especially that hairpin after you go down the kilometer back straightaway. And you got to time the restart good. And, I don't caught a lot of people off guard as far as that's concerned. But then again, China hasn't been on the calendar for 5 years, so. Yeah.
I can't really get my thoughts on that.
Yeah, because you had to go to bed because you didn't want to stay up at 2 o'clock in the morning to watch the race. Which sadly, I did regret that.
You stayed up for that, didn't you?
Yes, because I had nothing else to do except look pretty. But Bucky's looking at me going, why did you just say that on air? Because why not, Bucky?
For the love of...
I will say, I wish, and I'm going to say this, for the IndyCar results back at St. Pete, I really wish this would have happened at the track and not like a month after the race had already been ran. That's my issue with the whole St. Pete deal.
Can I throw in my 2 cents?
Sure, go ahead.
I don't know what the idea IndyCar officials on why they decided to wait until after the Long Beach weekend to throw out penalties for a race that happened a couple months ago.
Yeah, and I was debating whether or not I was going to do that to Triple P, and I said to myself, "Oh hell no!"
That is absolutely stupid that the IndyCar officials decided to throw that kind of garbage right there. Why would they think about doing that? And I guess they probably thought, oh, it's not going to cause any problems. Well, too bad it did.
Yeah, I really just wish they need to have a rule change to where it needs to be like NASCAR. Like, if you violate something, it needs to be on the track and not like a month or 2 months after the race had already been ran. So, yeah, that was my opinion on that.
That is just so stupid by the IndyCar officials.
Yeah, it should be like Formula E. Like, if a violation happens, it needs to be at the track. There's no black or white as far as that's concerned.
It is clear as day. If you find out at the track and you announce it after the race, after that race, okay, everything's cool.
Yeah.
We'll go on to the next week.
Yeah, but not do it after Long Beach. To your point, I think they made a fatal mistake as far as that's concerned. Holy shit!
They now just look stupid. You just look absolutely stupid.
You know what we should give them, Sean? IndyCar officials, here's a dunce hat for you.
Yeah, they deserve a dunce hat because they decided, oh, we're gonna throw a penalty
at the worst possible time. That really fucked up the whole championship.
Yeah, great job, you idiot.
Here's the bad part. Will Power lost 2 points. Scotty Mack with that penalty dropped to 29th in the standings.
Oh, there was more than that?
Well, with the disqualifications is what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
I know. So Tim Cindric released this statement at 9 o'clock Central Time. Quote, unfortunately, the push-to-pass software was not removed as it should have been following recent completed hybrid testing in the team's Penske Indy cars. The software allowed for push-to-pass to be developed during restarts at the St. Petersburg Grand Prix race when it should have not been permitted. The number 2 driven by Joseph Newgarden and number 3 driven by Scott McLaughlin both deployed push-to-pass on a restart, which violates IndyCar rules. There's a reason for that. Team Penske accept the penalties applied by IndyCar, end quote. Yeah. So that would explain why they got penalized for that. So other penalties that took place just before we went to Talladega, 7 crew members were suspended for a race for violating NASCAR's dress code violation, which ranges from helmets to fire suits to gloves and blah 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 blah. I can just go on and on, but I don't feel like doing that. Would you like to have an opinion on that, Sean? Because that's like the first time I've ever heard of a suspension for like a uniform violation. I mean, I would have just given it a fine, not a 1 race suspension. What would you think?
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's what I gotta say. When was that ever a thing that you're gonna suspend someone for a race?
And this happened during the Texas weekend, I like to point out, for the Cup Series.
I think it's stupid that now NASCAR's gotta throw in this that we gotta you get penalized for not having the right gear on. Like, what is this? Are we at a place of business or something?
Yeah. So, and here's the bad part for Kyle Larson. Not only did he lose his fuel man for Talladega, he also lost his 2 crew members because they were suspended for 2 races for the wheel coming off the car, which they did not appeal. So It's like it's really like, the other insulting part, Kyle Larson lost his car chief at Talladega. So, oh, by the way, he's lost already half of his crew member for Dega, which was insane, if you ask me. It was insane. Can you imagine losing, let's see, your gas man for a week, the jackman and tire changer for 2 weeks, your car chief who got ejected because they touched the damn the fin during qualifying. So it's like, oh, by the way, it's like beatings and beatings and beatings and more beatings. If you know what I mean.
It's stupid.
Yeah. That was definitely the thing. So yeah. The penalty for Ricardo, in my opinion, I know Sean didn't watch China, but in my opinion, the penalty for Ricardo, I didn't understand. I now finally understand the Logan Sargent penalty, which clear as days he did overtake. So I think the penalty was correct. I know some people like Cody Goforth were saying, well, that should not have been a penalty. And I was like, well, that's clear as day, as they did show video proof he did overtake. So I was like, well, now they showed video proof for that. But the Lance Stroll deal, I don't know what on earth he was thinking, but he's being a stupid jerk as far as that's concerned. But Max Verstappen still leads the Drivers' Championship as we enter next week's race for Miami, which, by the way, will be our first of 3 races in the USA. So, should be a lot of fun as far as that is concerned. Now to... Oh, and I also forgot to mention Will Power also lost 10 points for that same reason, as I mentioned. So let's talk about the other subject, which, by the way, brings us to the Mercy Orthopedics injury reports. David Malukas is ruled out for this weekend's race at Barber. Teo Porcher, the reigning F2 champion, will be piloting the 6 car this weekend at Barber Motorsports Park. And since this will be our first time where we could possibly pick him on Triple B because we did not make Long Beach predictions, which, oh, by the way, this is, by the way, to make up for Long Beach, these IndyCar predictions we have, even though I still have to do Formula E predictions for Monaco, which I will do that on the stream. I think it's going to be interesting to see how he did. I mean, he did really well, finished 11th on debut. So, Sean, what do you expect to see this weekend at Barber with IndyCar? Back-to-back weeks.
Back-to-back weeks, and really a quick turnaround for these IndyCar drivers. Going from Long Beach to now Barber Motorsports Park, a very unique road course that is very exciting to see how it can go.
Oh, definitely. And by the way, this is the last IndyCar race before the month of May. One of my favorites. So you can catch the Children's of Alabama IndyCar Grand Prix at 1 o'clock Eastern Time on NBC. You can watch it on Sirius XM or listen to it on IndyCar Live, Sirius XM, and also on Peacocks. As far as that's concerned. Also, this weekend, Formula E is in town, which you can, which in Europe you can watch the Monaco E Prix. As I'm going to go ahead and pull up the IndyCar entry list, if I can find it. It's under the IndyCar Scoop. The IndyCar Scoop. That's the one I was looking for. Let's see. Do we have the entry list for this weekend? I know Teo Porcher is racing this weekend the 6th, and like I said, with him racing this weekend, he is automatically not too easy for stay away from. I think he's the only driver I know that's racing the 6 car. We don't know what's going to happen to David Malukas as far as that's concerned. He may not be running the rest of the year. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Eric Jones, we have now confirmed, is out of Sunday's race after a fractured vertebrae in his back, which really sucks, but I wish Eric Jones good luck in his recovery, and all that yada yada yada. Let's see here. I think that is about it as far as I'm aware of. We have a TBA for the 51. Colin Brown is not racing this weekend, so there you go. Christian Rasmussen is this week's driver in the 20, as always. I think that's about it. So, you ready to make picks, Sean, for IndyCar?
I guess so. Let's.
You're going first, by the way, since you're the only one who's doing IndyCar. I have to do two things. Remember, driver to win, driver stay away from, and dark horse. So, Mr. Sean, what method would you like to use?
I think it's time to go back to that wheel.
All right, spin the wheel of Sean Awesomeness. Also, while Sean's doing that, I should also mention I have not heard who is going to be replacing as I'm going to pull up the Formula E entry list, by the way, while Sean's doing that. As far as the let me see here.
Okay, I'm ready to spin the wheel.
Okay, go ahead and spin it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I haven't. What happened?
It's going to be a mine.
Oh, cool. I haven't heard if Maximilian Gunter has been cleared to race or not. I have not heard if he's racing this weekend at Monaco. He had to miss the doubleheader last time out due to his fractured hand he suffered 2 weeks ago after he won the Tokyo E-Prix. So I do not know if he will be racing this weekend or not. We will have to wait and see. But that is the Mercy Orthopedics injury report. Also, do not know when Eric Jones will be back with his fractured back. Corey Heim will be replacing him in the 43 machine. So yeah. All right, Sean, go ahead. What is it? Winner, stay away from, and dark horse is what you have it on the original method, or is it?
No, it's mine.
Okay, so we're starting with the dark horse then.
We're gonna start off with a good old classic, a dark horse.
Who do you want as a dark horse?
I think I know who I want. Give me, how about Scotty Mack? Unless he's not racing.
He is racing.
Okay, yeah, give me Scotty Mack.
Since he is a full-time driver anyway, so.
Okay.
The only one who's not racing that I know of, however, is David Malukas, which I don't know what's his status for Indianapolis coming up in a few weeks' time.
Alright.
And your stay away from would be who?
I guess we gotta go back to Long Beach, right?
Yes.
Stay away from. I'm gonna pick Kyle Kirkwood.
I will look up and see where he finished.
He finished 7th.
He is good. You are safe, Sean. Why did I say Kyle? God damn it!
Nice going.
And I did on the street. God damn it! Yeah, it's funny for you to laugh because I'm the derp head. Just give me my dunce hat and get it over with.
There you go.
And who is your winner?
Winner. Now this is a difficult one. This is difficult. But you know what? Someone needs to get a little payback at IndyCar for their stupid decision. So
I have a feeling you're picking Joseph Newgarden, right?
You are correct.
Wow, I'm thinking to myself, Sean better pick Newgarden just to piss the IndyCar officials off.
Yeah, how about this? Let's just throw the straight middle finger at them.
Before I get to my picks, by the way, that was the Mercy Orthopedics injury report. Slow down by an arthritis, a broken bone, or a sports injury. Count on Mercy to help restore your broken bones in your orthopedic life. Call Mercy Orthopedics today. Mercy and the PCS a wonderful partnership for 2 decades. For me, I'm going to start with Monaco. And I'm going to go off Taylor's list.
Taylor. Ah.
Taylor's not in this deal, so All right. I need to make sure I'm not picking someone who is not too easy. All right. I'm going to say Jean-Eric Verne will be my driver to stay away from because Monaco has not been kind to Jean-Eric Verne. So there you go. My dark horse. I am going to take Mitch Evans as my dark horse. Oh, and I forgot, this is also my driver's pick, so I forgot to say this. I will write that down. And my driver to win, give me Jake Dennis. Oh, damn it, I sneezed. Damn it.
Bless you.
Thank you. Jake Dennis. Like I said, I am courses. I need to go smack this laptop with a chainsaw in about 5 seconds. Thank you very much. All right, and my winner as what are you doing? You don't ask laptop. What are you doing? All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Hold on, let me go to my deal. Being a derping hyena. There we go. Derping hyena. Anyway, back on topic. No! That's getting quoted later. My winner. Give me Scott McLaughlin. That's my winner. So, yay. Good idea to pick Scotty Mack. So, so yes. It's now time for Sean Art's favorite part, the NR report. And now here's Sean Art. That's your kid. unless Sean's busy doing something. Hi, 2 people in the chat. I should mention, while I'm waiting for Sean to get back to do the NR report, this broadcast, by the way, is presented by Whataburger, because I just went to Whataburger before I came home to do this portion of our broadcast. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to definitely postpone the tallies from Texas to Kansas for the deal with my dad. So, yeah. All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and discuss Dover, as we have 2 races, the Xfinity and the Cup Series races, which I have which I need to go to J-Ski to take care of that, as you stupid glasses. Let's see here. Saturday, of course, we had the Xfinity Series race. You can catch the Bet Rivers 200 Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1. You can listen to it on the Performance Racing Network, the voice of the PRN, the Performance Racing Network, and also the Sirius XM and all that. And then Sunday, we have the Cup race. You can catch the Worth 400 Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern on FS1. Also, you can listen to the race on the Performance Racing Network, which is PRN and Sirius XM Radio. And while I'm waiting for Sean to do the NR report, I'm going to go ahead and give you my picks for this weekend. Starting with as I'm going to go ahead and do this. Xfinity. Favorite Austin Hill. Stay away from, so I'm going to look at the entry list to see who is a driver. Should mention the 4 drivers for the Dash for Cash are Riley Herbst, Ryan Seek, Anthony Alfredo, Jesse Love. I'm actually going to go with Alfredo as my stay away from. Dark Horse, give me, as I need to look at the entry list real quickly, give me, that is not the entry list yet, Darping Ostrich. Dark Horse, trying to pick somebody that doesn't need in queue. Give me Jesse Love. Sleeper. Sleeper, give me Ryan Truex. Of course, he won this race last year. Parker Kligerman is my long shot for Xfinity. Yay. Parker Kligerman. So I'm going to make sure to type it in. And then Cup. Favorite. Why'd you hurt yourself, Sean? Let me finish up my Cup picks, and then we'll get to Sean's NR report, and then to his NASCAR picks before we sign off. My favorite for Cup, Kyle Larson. I had no choice. Stay away from... Give me Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson will be my stay away from. I just don't have confidence in him. Yes, he has the most wins among active drivers at Dover, but ever since we've raced this Gen 7 car, he has had more DNFs than finishes with the Gen 7. So, just saying. Dark Horse. Give me William Byron, who won this race a year ago. Sleeper. Give me Kyle Busch. And I'm going to go Corey Heim as a long shot, because I don't know how he's going to do subbing for Eric Jones. I'm really curious to see how Corey Heim will do in his Cup debut as far as that's concerned. All right, Sean, it's now time for your NR report. What do you have on tap for us?
Okay, let's start with. It's been a couple weeks since I had the new one, so we have done a couple of races since we were last with you. Let's start off first with AA. Let's talk about the two races that have happened. Silverstone. Oh, actually, hold on just a second.
Oh, this reminder while Sean's gone. Tonight, as of this taping, is going to be the Gatorade Dash Series, by the way, returns tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, it took part yesterday, which I will discuss more on that on next week's show as far as that's concerned. And also, if you missed the announcement I made on Tuesday, you can also click the link in the top right-hand corner to go back to the previous announcement that I mentioned in the PCSRA press conference. So, yes. So, there you go. All right. Yeah. Let's see here. Excuse me. Let's see. I already see Corey Heim has already revealed the Cale Yarborough throwback for his Safe Light Toyota in a couple of weeks at Darlington. So has Tyler Ankrum, which hopefully Ankrum will have better results and all that, as he's going to throw back to Russ Wheeler. Corey Heim racing the 43 this week, running the Petty Tribute Scheme as a throwback this weekend. Of course, Jimmy Johnson running the Ugly Scheme, the Family Dollar Tree colors this week on that 84 team for Legacy Motor Club. There are only 37 cars on the entry list. Oh, Kyle Larson just released his scheme, running a throwback to Terry Labonte scheme, so that's pretty cool. 1996. Which I really like that scheme in my personal opinion. Nice little throwback for Terry Labonte for the 5 cars, so that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Welcome back, Sean. I was talking about throwbacks and all that while you were gone.
Okay.
Okay, you were saying about AA was at where?
Let's first talk about Silverstone. So, they don't have a video on it because of technical problems with the person recording it.
Oh.
So I will just give you the top 10 results, and we'll go on to the next AA race. So Skylar Taylor won the race, followed by Josh Harmon in second, not close, Nathan Orman third, Ryan fourth, Markey fifth, Callie sixth, Annie Thomas seventh, Laura eighth, Chris Thomas ninth, and Bam Bomb rounds out the top 10.
Nice run for Annie Thomas, I will have to say.
Next race was Martinsville. Unfortunately, again, due to technical issues, no video. So again, we're going to just go off of the top 10. The winner was Cookie. Yeah, that's his name. Cookie.
That's an oof.
Second was Lauren. Third was Ashton Thomas. Fourth was Brandon. Fifth was Ottercat. Sixth, Kelly Hudson. Seventh, Kenzie. Eighth, Ben. Ninth, Jaden Lovelace. And running out the top 10, Dennis Trey.
Should mention Ashton Thomas and Annie Thomas are not related, just so we have that clear.
Yeah.
Just so we have that clear for anyone.
Just to clear that up. Anyway, that's it for the Double A report. Now let's head over to Double X report. Silverstone was first up, and man, just thought I was thinking after Atlanta, it was gonna be crazy. But no, Silverstone comes in, and I'm not gonna bore you guys with that. So I'm just gonna give y'all the top 10, and we're just gonna go from there.
Unfortunately, I didn't have a good result at Silverstone. Let's get that right.
Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Let's just do the top 10. The winner was Desiree in the 16. Second, the 46 of Maria. Third was the 24 Evelyn. Fourth was the 48 of Alice. Fifth was the 82 of Game Freak. Sixth was the 94 of Brad. Seventh was the 19 of Jaden. Eighth was the 52 of Patrick. Ninth was the 34 of Hannah. And right out the top 10 is the 37 of Julie. I don't know if they did do a race this past week. You know, they did, well, a couple of weeks ago. You know, they did. It was New Hampshire. If they did, no reports yet on the results. But if they didn't do it, they'll be back this weekend with that. And I don't know if they'll stream it on YouTube or anything like that. But it's going to keep y'all notice on that.
Yep. Looking forward to that. All right, Mr. Sean, are you ready for your Dover picks? You and Jesse ready?
Yeah, she's ready.
Let's see if Miles the Monster will be kind to her or will be eating her for breakfast. I had to make that joke.
Wait,
Sorry.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
Miles the Monster is ready to wreck the field.
Yes. Miles the Monster wants to eat race cars for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep.
We love Miles the Monster.
That's Miles the Monster's healthy meal plan for the day.
We love Dover.
Yeah, we pretty much do. Anyway, who's going first between me and my sister?
Your sister's going first because, like I said, the tally. If you, I'll go ahead and reiterate the. Let everybody know, the tallies for Texas will be made up for Kansas, the next 1.5 mile track we go to. So just for anyone that's curious. So that's where I had to postpone the tally because of what happened with my dad. So yeah. So Jesse will go first since she is still 200 points behind you, Senor.
All right, so it's her pick, and we're gonna. And let's
Good thing there's only 2 series, so there's maximum points on the line. So.
Yeah. All right. Don't be stupid with your picks here, Jesse. Don't tell me to shut up.
She's like, "Ow, Sean."
Don't tell me to shut up. Jeez.
All right. Who is her favorite for Xfinity? Just a reminder to refresh everybody's minds. The 4 drivers who are eligible for the Dash for Cash: Ryan Sieg, Riley Herbst, Jesse Love, Anthony Alfredo. Those are the 4 eligible for the Dash for Cash. Keep that in mind. This is the last Dash for Cash race.
Oh, you're going.
Oh, and I should also mention Ryan Sieg. I failed to mention this. Ryan Sieg won $100,000 at Talladega. So he's looking to win 200. He's looking to win some more money that would really be good and possibly could lock him in the playoffs, even if he doesn't have a win.
Hey, here's the thing.
What?
You remember one of those names that you just said?
Yes.
She's gonna pick one of those names.
And
her favorite.
And that would be?
Jesse Love.
First time Jesse Love is in the Dash for Cash. So.
Interesting pick.
Very interesting. And of course, he has a lot of experience in ARCA, but like I said, you're running 200 laps, not 150.
Well, that's just 50 extra miles. That's not a problem.
All right, her stay away from. That would be Jessie Art, Sean's sister.
Her stay away from. Oh, no, that's just disrespectful here.
What?
She picked Leland Honeyman.
Well, to be fair, Leland Honeyman did have a good result at Talladega. Let me actually see where he finished in that race. No, that's kind of expected.
That's just
If this was the old Triple P format, Leland Honeyman would not be too easy.
Well, that's still not too easy. But come on.
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse. Okay, I'm kind of interested by you saying this. She sees one of those drivers running in this race. It's not regular. She's picking Corey Heim.
Remember, Corey Haim's going to be racing the Cup car this weekend as well, replacing the injured Eric Jones. So, all these drivers are running 200 miles while Corey Haim's trying to run 600 miles on a 1 mile racetrack. That's going to be challenging.
Luckily, it's not all in one day, so.
Yes, that's the good thing. Sleeper.
Oh, she's going to pick the winner from last year's race, Ryan Truex.
That's a good pick.
Good pick, okay.
Long shot.
Okay.
I also took Ryan Truex as my sleeper, so that's a good pick for Jessie. So she agrees with me.
Good pick.
Long shot.
Who do you want to hit? Oh. Okay, she wants SVG.
Well, I'm not surprised you took SVG. All right, Senor. Who you got for Dover and Xfinity, my man?
Okay. Who's the Dash for Cash people again?
Jesse Love, Riley Herbst. That was not what I want. Ryan Sieg, Riley Herbst, Jesse Love, Anthony Alfredo. Those are the 4 in the Dash for Cash this week.
Oh, you know what? Can I be honest here?
Yes.
I think this guy deserves something.
Imagine Anthony Alfredo wins the Dash for Cash. That would be a bruh. Well, I would say imagine that happening, which I know that's not going to happen. But if it does happen, that would be a bruh.
Here's who I'm picking. Give me Riley Herbst.
Good pick. Stay away from?
You might call me crazy on this one, but unfortunately I'm picking Anthony Alfredo.
Wow, you agree with me. That's a little surprising because I had Alfredo as my stay away from too. So, hey, Sean, we're in the same agreement.
Okay.
We have a different favorite, but our stay away from is what we have agreed on. So, your dark horse, Senor.
Let's make it 3 for 3 here for me. Give me Jesse Love.
And I had Jesse Love as dark horse too. So, wow, that's 2 for 2 for Sean and I.
What the bleep?
The only difference is I took Austin Hill and not Riley Herbst. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. Sleeper.
Give me, you know what? Give me AJ Allmendinger.
Okay, so there's something we don't agree with. Mine was Ryan Truex, which I agreed with Jesse, and your long shot for Xfinity.
Long shot. You know what? This might seem like an interesting pick, but give me Parker Retzlaff.
Ooh, you took the other Parker. I took Parker Kligerman as my long shot, so that
Here's the thing. White Sox, okay, yes, super speedway, that's luck based. But his skills on other tracks kind of makes me think he could be a good person to be up there.
could he possibly win? Wouldn't that be something?
That would be a bra moment.
If he does win, that's the thing.
Anyway.
And now, Jesse Art, your picks for Cup.
All right, think about this one carefully.
Reminder, there's only 37 cars. Keep that in mind.
This is an interesting pick.
Ooh, who did she take?
She chose Chase Elliott.
Well, there's one person who's going to be happy about that besides Ormy, and that's Jim Bob. Oh, God.
Nobody cares about Jim Bob.
Jim Bob, go fuck yourself. Moving on. You're stay away from.
Oh, you did not just say that.
What?
You did not just say that.
Okay, to be fair, Sean, okay, funny story I'll just tell everybody right now. Funny story is that Jim Bob is trying to have Chase Elliott as his vice president to run for president this year. So, I got that from LTR. Yeah, that's LTR's side. That's why Jim Bob's like that Jesse Art made the right call because Chase Elliott's the greatest driver and said all the other drivers go fuck yourself. That's Jim Bob for ya!
Anyway,
Stay away from before we get off topic.
Oh, now this is just mean.
Who did she take?
She said Ricky Stenhouse Jr. because bleep him.
Well, Ricky doesn't do well at Dover, so it kind of makes sense. You know one driver I've noticed that was not on my picks that I think could be on either Jesse or Sean's picks is probably MTJ because legend has it every time Dover gets postponed to Monday, Truex wins.
Well, we'll see if that comes out.
If somebody picks him, I would like to see somebody have the guts to go for him.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. Her dark horse. Okay, now you're gone crazy.
Who'd she take?
She's gonna pick Corey LaJoy.
Excuse me.
You're picking the guy that went on his side. Boost on his side last week.
Oh yeah, I should mention, since the next gen car got introduced 2 years ago, we're now 3 for 3 and having at least one flip. I don't want to press our luck, say, can we go 4 for 4?
Let's not.
Yeah.
Press our luck.
Let's not press our luck there. Who's our sleeper?
Sleeper.
Oh yeah, I gotta also update my preseason predictions. I should also do that later.
You gotta be kidding me here, Jesse.
Who did she take?
Oh, Elijah's gonna be angry.
And let me guess, she picked Ty Gibbs, right? I called it. I'm thinking. You said Elijah's gonna be angry. I'm thinking in the back of my mind. She did not pick Ty Gibbs, did she? And you said, yep. I'm like, yep, I saw that one coming. And what would be her long shot for Cup?
Oh my!
I'll be disappointed if nobody picks Truex. I'll be disappointed.
Bruh, you gotta be kidding me here.
Don't tell me she just took another broad driver.
How about she just picked Bubba Wallace?
I'm gonna say 50. I'm gonna say 50-50.
It's a 50-50 move, but I'm not supporting it.
Sean can do better than you right now.
Yeah. Let's just get straight to the favorite.
Yes. Who do you have for Dover?
Hey, you remember I said you wanted to see if someone had the guts?
Yes.
I have guts. Give me MTJ.
I knew you were going to pick him.
Except for the alignment, as far as someone from the Panther server, it's mostly just because bleep you.
And like I said, every time the Cup race gets postponed to Monday, it's always MTJ who has the car. And I would like to see MTJ win to get in the playoffs. If there's one driver I would like to see win this weekend, will definitely be MTJ. Stay away from.
Stay away from? You know what, just to make Kendrick Motorsports fans mad at me, give me Alex Bowman.
I'm actually going to have to agree with you. I could have gone with Bowman there, but to your point, Bowman doesn't have. Well, this is probably one of Bowman's worst tracks. I'm going to be honest with you.
This has to be a terrible track for Bowman, and mostly, even if he was the best out of the Hendrick Motorsports guys that finished,
yeah,
that doesn't mean jack diddly squat.
You don't know Jack? I don't know what is my laptop doing, but anyway, Dark Horse.
Dark Horse?
Yes, Dark Horse.
How should I take this? You know what? Give me my Texas boy, Chris Buescher.
I really would like to see Buescher bounce back. Oh, shut up, laptop. Yeah, I was going to say something about Buescher before my laptop decided to interrupt me! Yes, and we have it on the stream. Thank you, good night. Continue, Sean.
Okay.
I was going to say, I really would like to see Chris Buescher redeem himself, because Daniel wasn't kind to him.
Okay, next up is, what, my sleeper?
Yes.
Look, I'm not going to just say this, just to say it. But don't start sleeping on Corey Heim here.
Well, I picked Corey Heim as my long shot, because I don't know how he's going to do in the Cup.
Look, here's the thing. He's had experience at this track. Yes, it was ARCA. It's not a next-gen vehicle. Who cares? He knows this track like the back of his hand.
So you're taking Corey Heim for sleeper, right?
Yeah, this is sleeper. But look, do not start saying, "Oh, Corey Heim's he's gonna do garbage." Don't start.
And that's why he's running the Xfinity race, so just get him ready for the Cup race.
Yeah, like come on, this is a huge moment for Corey Heim to be in this Cup car. I think he's gonna do pretty good.
If you would have told me back in January Corey Heim would be making his Cup debut at Dover, I would not believe you. One penny.
Okay. If we even said the words, Corey Heim making his debut in the Cup Series, that would be a bra moment.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Who's your long shot then?
Long shot, just to make someone mad at me in the Panther server.
Oh, I think I know who you're thinking of.
Just to give a middle finger to him, give me Todd Gilliland.
Oh, I saw that one coming.
Because believe you know who you are in the Panther server. You know who you are.
I think I know where this conversation is going, okay?
And I hope someone agrees with me that it's time for someone to shut up.
Yeah, sorry about the settings getting in the way, being a derping hyena. All right, Mr. Sean, any final thoughts before we get this Monster Mile party started?
Touch.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. As far as that's concerned. For me, I think we're definitely looking forward to the Monster Mile. And, of course, this is a track that has seen first-time winners like Martin Truex Jr. did in 07. when NASCAR lost Bill France. So it was like a special race as far as that is concerned so far. Well, that's going to do it for another episode of Triple P. And as I said at the top of the show, as we close off this awesome broadcast, as I will have the last word, we're dedicating the show to my dad, who, as I said, passed away at the age of 57. I want to thank all of you for the prayers and the support you guys have given me these last 2 weeks. I know somebody in the NR community is being a butthole about the PCS radio, but that's not the reason for this conversation. The reason for this conversation is it's going to take me at least a month or two to heal up and continue to move on and, trying to build what I can do for the rest of this year. So, RIP Dad, I'm going to miss you, my friend, and I will definitely see you very soon. And with that being said, that is going to do it for Triple P on this Wednesday night. I want to thank you guys a lot for joining us. If you guys like the video, be sure to give it a like. If you haven't considered subscribing yet, I highly recommend you do so in order to keep up with some awesome content coming out in the near future, as well as future episodes of your favorite podcast coming out throughout the rest of this week and onward to the next. On behalf of Sean Art, I'm Dean Evills. Thanks so much for watching. As you've been watching another broadcast of PCS Race TV, the best in racing since 2017. Rest in peace, Dad. And seize the day, everybody. We'll see you next week.